Good afternoon. This will be part 4. This is some years down the road. I'm already having a hard time with the Jehovah's Witness religion at this time. And all of that is really just social reasons. Just never was popular, I guess you could say. I really tried my best. I was very loyal, had immense reverence for God. I loved the people. I loved those that were Jehovah's Witnesses, and I loved the people that I went out preaching to. I genuinely loved people. I didn't care what they looked like. I treated brothers and sisters alike. So it broke my heart that the more I tried, the more rejected I was by people and bullied and gossiped about. So it broke me down. And so I was dwindling away, not realizing that I was dwindling away from that religion. And so one night I had gone to the meeting and I was exhausted. I didn't want to be there, actually. One of the first times in my life that I didn't want to go to the meeting, despite me being tired. It was like the beginning of the end for me being there altogether. And no, I didn't realize it. I didn't know I was going to leave. And so as I was sitting there, I chose one of the back seats because I was already at this time plagued with a lot of social anxiety and desperation for being liked. But I come to think about it just now, I realized that I really didn't start out that way. It was a progressive thing over the years. I didn't at first really care to be liked or anything. I didn't think about it at all. And it just kind of crept up on me over the years, wanting to be liked. So that is of the devil now that I'm thinking about it. But I was so exhausted and I was sitting there like a chicken. My brain was completely fried and I couldn't think, and I was trying to listen, but I couldn't. And I just let my head kind of fall down a little bit and just started gazing at the floor. And in the midst of me sitting there like that, out of nowhere came this booming, loud voice. I say this is a demon story, but this one in particular, part 4, could also be God. I still haven't been able to tell to this day. Maybe someday I'll figure it out. But there's this booming, loud voice in my head, but it sounded like it was not only in my head, but it was also all around me, like it was in the room. And the voice actually sounded like, kind of like the description in Revelation of God's voice, like rushing waters, but it also sounded like thunder. It was interesting. And it said, "They are watching, do you see it?" But the tone of the voice, I messed it up, sorry. It said, "They are watching, do you see it?" And it was interesting because when it said watching and the word do, like those words were mixed together. It was kind of like, it was like overlapping words. And when I heard this voice, there was a sudden jolt of energy that went through my body. And whereas I was exhausted before, I was no longer exhausted. And I just became very alert and started wondering about what just happened. And like with most other things from my early past, I would think about it on and off, but I couldn't figure it out. And I would kind of not think about it after a while and forget about it until another time. And I actually never told anyone this because the culture of the Jehovah's Witnesses, if you tell someone you heard a voice, they would think you're crazy. So I didn't tell anyone until after I left. And I didn't even tell Jehovah's Witnesses that. I just told other people that. So far, what I think about it is it could have been God warning me about demons watching me. And if it was demons, then I don't know. It might have been a scare tactic. But that's that. Thank you for listening.